Hello and welcome to another episode of Salary Voodoo, the show right here on the MMA Engine where I, your host Monk, aka the Monkmatician, give you three fights broken down in a completely different way than I'm sure that you're used to. Before we get into it, guys, please like the video, subscribe to the MMA Engine channel. You guys are absolutely killing it. We have content coming to you several times a day, several days a week before each and every UFC event. So me, Weezy, Brady, and Lou are working super hard to get you prepared for every single event. Let's get right into it, guys. What is Salary Voodoo? Well, I compile a bunch of different stats that are not easily available or readily available to the public, I should say. And I give you a bunch of different probabilities based on salary statistics, so you can comprise your GPP lineups a bit differently with more information. Pair this with your fight tape, pair it with my game theory video, and you guys will do great getting those takedowns, getting those cash wins, all that. So hopefully that helps explain it to you. Basically, I'll be giving you three fights, some stats from each side of each salary side, and then at the end of each fight, I will tell you if it's a blessed fight or if it is a cursed fight for GPP tournaments. So whether you want to play it in GPPs or whether you should avoid it in GPPs based on the salaries. So, and you'll know which one is which by the time we get there. So guys, without further ado, let's get right into fight number one on Salary Voodoo right here on the MMA Engine. And that fight is going to be brought to you by Visible Wolf. Thank you so much. 8,500 for Cynthia Calvillo, 77 for Nina Nunes. Now, this fight was chosen. It has great Salary Voodoo, actually. Let's get into it. Women's flyweight, the best weight class to play, as it has the highest percentage of making the optimal. 55% of the time there's a women's flyweight fight, someone from that fight makes optimal. Actually, we did have a fight get added before or after, of course, I made all the graphics. So let me just take a look here. I don't know what fight this is, of course, unfortunately. And now I'm just vamping while I'm, religiously scrolling around trying to figure out what fight number this is. Let's see here. Cynthia Calvillo. Guys, we are so close. Where is my fight number? Thank you. This one is going to be number 7. Okay, geez, sorry about that. All right, so this is going to be fight number 7, which has an optimal percentage of 43.08, so much worse than fight number 6, 10 points worse. We are at number 7. 43% is what that should say. Salary pair of 85 and 77, 65% of the time it makes the optimal. One of those salaries makes optimal. That is the best number on the entire card. So only the fight number is something that we have to worry about here. And again, that is fight number 7 and 43%. Let's start with the $8,500 salary. It's been used 63 times and it's made the optimal 18 times for a decent percentage of 28.57. So that is pretty fantastic. The favorite salary of 8,500 has a win rate of under 50, 49.21. And that is, a few steps above, or that's like the fourth lowest favorite salary. So it's not like 82 and 8,000. We are sub 50% here. But when 8,500 does win, it makes the optimal 58% of those wins. So that is a very good number. Average DraftKings points per win for 8,500, 98.64. So some very good numbers overall for the $8,500 salary. And let's switch to the $7,700 side. Guys, check these numbers out. Been used the same amount of time, 63, has made optimal 5 more times for a rate of 36.5%. This is the best number, one of the best numbers on the card, and certainly the best underdog number on the entire, out of all salaries, I should say. Has a win rate of over 50, almost 51%. So it does make up for what the $8,500 salary lacks. And when it does win, it makes the optimal 68.75% of the time, scoring 96.2 points. Guys, what is this fight going to be? Is this going to be a cursed fight, a blessed fight? I think from the stats, we have great stats from both sides. This is definitely going to be a blessed fight. We got ourselves a Bernie, as you would imagine. We got ourselves that good voodoo. Salary score for 8,500, 7.25. That is the 11th best salary score out of all 30 salaries that are played. The $7,700 salary, the dog salary, 6.16 salary score, the 5th best salary overall, not just the best dog salary you could play, the 5th best overall salary. The numbers are ridiculous for that one. I know it doesn't seem like this one's going to make the optimal, and there is a chance it doesn't, but it's a women's flyweight fight, and it's 7,700 and 8,500. These salary scores are fantastic. A blessed fight. I would be targeting this one for GPPs, and it will be sneaky. You will get leverage on it. It will be a contrarian pick, so if it does happen, we're sitting good. Second fight for Salary Voodoo is going to be Jamie Mullarkey, 9,100 against the $7,100 Michael Johnson. This one's going to be at lightweight. 53.61% of the time a lightweight fight happens. Someone from that fight makes the optimal. Let's see, this one is going to be now the 8th fight of the night, not the 7th fight. So the 8th fight of the night, 47.69% of the time someone from that fight makes optimal. So we have a 4-point bump from what is listed here. So 8th fight, not number 7, and 47.69%. The salary pair of 91 and 71. Someone makes the optimal from that salary pair just 36.21% of the time. This is one of the lower salary pairs out of all of them. Let's check out the individual salaries. 7,100 for Michael Johnson. That salary has been used 58 times, has made optimal just 10 times for a rate of under 20. That is very poor. 17.24%. Has a win rate of just 31.03, which is not surprising. It is a big underdog salary. But when it does win, makes the optimal 55.56% of the time. That sounds like it's good, but guys, that is low compared to the company around it. In fact, the only one lower is going to be, let's see, 71, 2, 3, 4, 7,400 at 43.75. Everyone else is pretty high above that 55% mark, this low. Because at a salary this low, if you win, you're going to make the optimal. So average DraftKings points per win for 7,100 is 89.69, extremely low number on average for all salaries. Let's take a look across the board at Jamie Mullarkey's 9,100. 57 times it's been used, made the optimal just one more time than the 7,100. That is pretty bad, especially when you're paying up for that 9,100. That is just an optimal rate of 19.30%. It has a good win rate of 70.81%, but when it does win, makes the optimal just 27.5% of the time. This is extremely low for the other salaries in this area. In fact, one of the lowest, it's the second lowest out of all salaries. 27.5% in optimal. Scores only 96.17 when it wins. So yeah, clear. Suffice to say, I am unimpressed with the Salary Voodoo here. Pair this with your fight tape, though. Pair it with the actual stats, because Jamie Mullarkey does score very well when he wins. So, pair it together and make your own judgment. But my judgment, the Salary Voodoo judgment for this one, without taking stats into it, is going to be bad. Frozen Jack, we got the cursed fight, you guys. We definitely don't want to see Frozen Jack up there. Look at these salary scores. 23rd highest, which is 8th lowest out of all salaries for 9,100. 10.24 salary score. That is insane. You're paying up so much money for that salary. Check out the score for 7,100. $2,000 less, and it's just below number 9,100. 24th. 10.82. So guys, these salaries are very close. Neither one of them are good. According to Salary Voodoo, you should be on the Michael Johnson side over the Jamie Mullarkey side. I'll be on a bit of both because of stats, so be sure to watch that game theory video. But the Salary Voodoo for this fight is not good anywhere. So bad voodoo here, Frozen Jack. Let's get on to fight number 3. Before we do, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Last fight we'll be discussing here on the show, Borralho going against Armen Petrosyan. 8,900 for Caio, 73 for Petrosyan. This is a middleweight fight. 52.13% of the time middleweight fights happen. Someone from those fights makes the optimal. This is going to be, I believe, fight number 11. And the Salary Voodoo for that is 57.69%. So a very good number, just, a point and a half below fight number 10, which is the best possible fight you can play. 57.5%, 57.69 for fight number 11. So great number there. The salary pair of 89 and 73 is the bad number. Only 45% of the time these salaries pair off, one of them makes the optimal. So that is not great. 8,900, 54 times that salary's been used, only made the optimal 11 times, just a 20.37 optimal percentage. That is pretty low. One of the lower ones in this salary range for sure. For instance, 9,000 has as an optimal percentage of 36.84. This is 16.5% less than that. Has a win rate of 62.96. Also, one of the lowest numbers in that range. In fact, the next lowest is 70. So very low for the $8,900 salary. And when it does win, makes the optimal 32.35% of the time. Average DraftKings points per win, the best number so far that we've seen for this salary, 101.08. Let's check out the $7,300 side. 52 times that's been used. 12 times it's made the optimal, so one more than its counterpart, for a percentage of 23.08. Win rate of 32.69, which is decent for that range, but this is where the range really drops off. 7,400 has a 50% win rate. 7,500 is 47.5, and then it drops off at 73 all the way down to 32%. Let's see here. Actually, that's... Oh, no, never mind. Percent optimal in wins, 64.71%. So that is a decent number. 65% of the time it wins, it makes the optimal. So I will take that at 7,300. And it only scores 93 when it does win. So this one's going to be close, guys. We have some decent middleweight numbers, a decent fight number for Salary Voodoo. But the optimal percentages for both are pretty low. The win rates are a bit subpar. Optimal percentage in wins are okay. What do we have for this one? We got a frozen jack, guys, and look at these salary scores, and that will kind of explain it. This is going to be a cursed fight. Kyle Borralho, salary score for 8,900, 9.59. That is 19th best out of all salaries. And then the 7,300 is actually better according to the rating, 8.94, 17th best. So combine these. I'm not thinking, it's a bit subpar when you combine them. I'm thinking this one probably goes to decision. Both guys maybe are going to be too tough to finish, and that's going to fit right in with the cursed voodoo. The winner may be scoring 80 points. So that's kind of how I see this one. I do agree with the salary voodoo here. Let's recap these three fights before we get out of here. We got a blessed fight with the Calvillo Nunes fight. 8,500, 7,700. Obviously, one of the best salaries you can play at 7,700. Then we get a cursed fight. Jamie Mullarkey, Michael Johnson, 9,100, 7,100. And then we get another cursed fight to finish it off. Kyle Borralho going against Armin Petrosyan. I'm very much looking forward to watching that fight. But as I said, it may go to decision. And if that's the case, it's not going to score well. Hence the frozen jack. So we got one Bernie and two frozen jacks here. Not the best look, but they can't all be winners, guys. So that's how I'm seeing this one. I would target the first fight and maybe lower your exposure on those other two if you're planning on playing them. But guys, be sure to pair it with your fight tape, pair it with game theory, all my stats that I show over on the Monkmatician channel. These other videos will be in the description, so please check those out. And thank you for joining me here on Salary Voodoo. Like the video, subscribe to the MMA Engine channel, most importantly. And guys, that's going to do it. You know what it is. As usual, I want all of you to enjoy the fights. So enjoy, and we will see you next time.